Hi, this is Kiki Multimore. Let me talk to you for a minute or two. You know, if you live long enough, something is going to show up in your life. Something you didn't plan, something you didn't ask for, something you might not even want to deal with. But here's the truth. A lot of people use what showed up as the reason they stopped growing. They use it as their alibi for living below their potential. So let me ask you something. What shit showed up in your life? Think about it. Some people stay in shitty relationships, but they tell themselves, at least I'm not alone, and compromise their peace of mind. While other people get up every day and go to a dead end job that doesn't fulfill them, but they say, it pays the bills, and time passes them by like a freight train. And then there are people with ideas, dreams, things they know they're supposed to do, but they don't move. Not because they can't, but because of fear and a lack of belief in themselves. Fear of failing, fear of what people might say, fear of stepping outside of what feels comfortable. And the truth is, your belief is supposed to be the key that unlocks that fear. For some people, it's not even fear, it's trauma. Things they went through growing up that changed how they see themselves. And without even realizing it, they let that trauma kill their potential. And over time, they reside in a comfort zone that becomes a cage. And when you really look at it, those are not reasons. Those are alibis. And if nothing ever changes, the only place their gifts and talents ever show up is the graveyard. Now, I'm not just talking about other people. I've had my own alibi. Writing is my gift. But I'll be honest with you, I hated writing in school. Funny how that works. People used to ask me why I hadn't gone farther as a writer, and I had the perfect answer. I would say, I'm waiting on God. And on top of that, I was married. I had 3 kids, and I was working full time. So in my mind, that made sense to me. One day I was listening to a preacher on television, and he said something that stayed with me. He said, y'all need to stop lying on God. God is already in place and waiting on you. And in that moment, I knew he was talking to me. I realized I wasn't where I wanted to be as a writer, not because of God, but because I didn't fully believe in myself and I stopped using that alibi. And then I had to be honest with myself about something else. I was hungry to become a successful writer, but I wasn't starving. And that makes a difference. Because when you're hungry, you can wait. But when you're starving, you move. So I had to ask myself, how long am I going to keep using something that sounds right as a reason not to move forward? Eventually, I started moving and became the author of 8 books. My last book I published is titled Live Long Enough and Shit Will Show Up. And that's the same question I'm asking you. What shit are you holding on to that sounds good, but is really holding you back? We all like food, look at life like a potluck lunch. It is unpredictable, unfiltered, and full of surprises. You never know what kind of shit is going to show up on your menu. A little disappointment, a big plate of drama, a side order of heartbreak, a spoonful of stress, or a dish you didn't order and definitely didn't want. You've got the tools to chop it up, season it with wisdom, cook it down with patience, and keep it moving. But no matter what shit shows up on your plate, you've survived enough shit already to know you can handle the next serving. You're stronger than the recipe. You're wiser than the ingredients. You're built to turn chaos into nourishment and challenges into growth. So, when life brings something wild to the table, don't panic. Just take a deep breath and remind yourself, I've chopped up worse shit than this. I'll be fine. We all know what 1 plus 1 is. Life is a math problem, and nobody can figure that shit out but you. Life will throw numbers at you that don't make sense, problems you never signed up for, and equations so damn twisted you'll want to crumble the whole page. But guess what? Ain't nobody coming to solve your shit. Not your family, not your friends, not the world. It's your mess, your math, your grind. Only you can decide what to subtract from your life. Only you can add what makes you stronger. Only you can multiply your wins and divide your pain. Everybody else can guess, judge, or talk shit, but they don't know your formula. They don't know your struggle. They don't know how many times you erased the whole damn problem and started over. At the end of the day, your life is your equation, and only you can solve that shit. This is the voice of truth. I'm Kiki Multimore, and remember, what showed up in your life was never meant to stop you. Until next time, when we meet again, keep moving forward.